I'm the idiot on the writer's block, and I'm asking questions about Publisher Rocket. Hi, I'm Marcus, and I'm the idiot on the writer's block. If you're new to the channel, I, the idiot, ask experts for tips on how to write, publish, and promote my first fiction novel. Now, this is Dave Chesson, the founder of Kindlepreneur and the creator of the awesome marketing tool, Publisher Rocket. Now, I haven't been paid to promote this product, nor have I been given any discounts on purchasing it. I paid full price for it, and as far as my experience with the product is concerned, it is aces all the way. But don't listen to me. Here's the expert to talk about his company and his product, Publisher Rocket. And here is Dave Chesson.
I'm Dave Chesson. I run Kindlepreneur.com as well as Publisher Rocket and an upcoming software called Atticus. And I focus on helping to teach self-published authors how to market their books better, as well as to get them discovered on one of the world's largest bookstores, Amazon.com. Kindlepreneur started because when I started writing books, I kind of kept asking myself, why is it that Amazon is choosing to show one book over another? Why is that author succeeding? I know my book is better, et cetera, et cetera. And when I searched, nobody really had a good answer. Now I have a deep background in understanding algorithms and search engines and things like that. So I really started to apply it and I learned a lot of key details. And from that point on, I decided to create Kindlepreneur to be sort of a bastion to be able to demystify some of those things that are out there. And so I did a lot of case studies, experiments, data analysis, and the biggest thing for me is converting all that into very easy, explainable articles to help authors not only read, digest, but then turn around and take action. One of the biggest processes that I would use in writing books and understanding Amazon was basically I created this giganto Excel sheet, and it was a whole bunch of numbers and crunching, but in the end, that Excel sheet would help me to know what to expect of my book, how much money could it make, where was there an area, an opening in the market, how to get the right keywords. The problem though is that using an Excel sheet is not a very user-friendly thing. A lot of authors didn't enjoy that. So I basically took all of that power and calculation and I put it into a program called Publisher Rocket. That makes it ridiculously easy for anybody to find the right keywords, the best categories, to analyze the competitors, to know where to gain foothold in the market and how to get their book in front of more shoppers on Amazon, right there in one shot. So when it comes to Facebook and Amazon ads, first off is Facebook, there's pros and cons to each. Facebook is a very powerful tool to be able to get, to find kind of the right people, right? I mean, you can really cull it down, find people who like certain interests that are in a certain demographic and that sort of thing. The problem though with Facebook is that not only do you have to get in front of them, okay, but you have to convince them to leave the platform that they are on and then decide that they want to buy a book right now and come over to Amazon and then purchase not only a book, but your book. Those are a lot of different steps. Now, some of the specialists in Facebook ads have different areas. Some will actually, instead of sending people to their book on Amazon, they'll send them to a book on their website, so that they're taking the full price. Another thing that they do too is sometimes it's really just to get people to sign up for a free book so that they can get the email address and then they warm the lead up. There's a lot of different processes, but that process of taking somebody from liking, cat pictures and funny memes and getting them into the mind frame of let me go buy something right now, and not only buy something, but buy a book, and specifically my book, that can be tough. With regards to Amazon ads, on the other hand, I would say that they're not as being able to say, I only want a certain demographic with a certain interest. Like, you're not capable of doing that. What you are doing though is saying, look, I want to get my book right next to this book, or I want it to show up for these searches. And that can be really powerful. But one of the things I love most about advertising on Amazon is that I don't have to convince somebody that they need to buy a book. They're already on Amazon shopping for that. All I have to do is just convince them to buy my book. So there are a lot of pros and cons to each. And I would say that depending on your skill level or where you're at, you may want to start with one. One thing I will say to any author is do not dabble in each. Don't kind of do a couple of ads on Facebook and a couple of ads on Amazon and be like, oh, I saw a bit better, return on investment on one. That's the one. Or just say they didn't work. No advertisement works. This sucks, blah, blah, blah. Like, The people who really do good with advertisement is because they treat it like a skill. They jump into one, they really embrace it. They not only learn and dig in, but they just continue to gain experience. The first couple of campaigns may fail, but as they keep in it, they start to get intuition. They start to make better decisions. And those are the people that see the major return on investment. Whereas the others that kind of dip their toe in the pool and say, "Ooh, this is cold," and they run away, never enjoy basking in the sun and having fun in the pool. So that's my recommendation on that. Well, really, it's about making sure that you have the right keywords that you're targeting or ASIN numbers. And then on top of that, how do you organize it? More importantly, it's once you've launched the campaign, what do you do next? A lot of people fail because they'll do one campaign, they'll try to set it and then forget it, like walk away and come back, a couple of weeks later and like, what's going on here? Amazon ads is not one of those things where you can just do it once and walk away. It's really something that you need to kind of put time in, throughout the week, like once every other time, or once or twice a week, at least going in there and tweaking it. You can be looking for the keyword phrases that are working, and then and one of the best exercises is to ask yourself why. Why did that keyword phrase work? A while ago, I was working on a campaign with somebody who is basically writing a book on how to start a business. More importantly, how to validate your business idea before you start it. And one of the phrases that really was working for him was Ivanka Trump, which is weird because it's like, really? But then when we really analyzed it, and by the way, it's not a political book by any means, but when we started to really analyze, why would that drive so many interested Amazon shoppers to his book? We realized, whether you believe it or not, a lot of people associate business and female entrepreneurism and everything like that with Ivanka. I'm sure everybody'd say, but I can think of other ones. Sure, but this was a tertiary term, right? And somebody was looking at that, and in the back of their mind, they probably have a business idea. They probably want to start a business. Maybe that's why they care to read a book or something on Ivanka Trump. And so when we came up with that idea, we developed an entire campaign that was centered around female entrepreneurs, not just the big names, but even small names, small companies, you name it. And when we generated that was one of the most successful campaigns because nobody else was targeting female entrepreneurs, especially the smaller ones. We were the only ones in town, so we had low cost per click, and it was a natural send off to what his book does. So when you really get into that, I just want that to be an example of what it looks like for those who don't dabble, but those who analyze and look for opportunities. And I think that's a clear-cut case between testing and actually, succeeding. Well, I'm very partial, so you have to take what I say with a grain of salt, but I'm a big fan of Publisher Rocket. I mean, I designed it to help me with all of my publishing and book marketing. It's one of the most highly used worldwide tools for publishing agencies, self-publishers, and New York Times bestselling authors. So it really will fit no matter who you are or what genre you write in. So long as you're trying to sell books online, it's a core component. With regards to marketing or other tools or so, I mean, it really depends on where you're going, where you're focusing your marketing efforts. If you are doing Amazon ads, I think you should be fine unless you're trying to do hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then you probably want to pick up some of the specialized advertising agencies out there that kind of have tools to help give you more information. But I would not say to a new author to pay for that. With Facebook ads, you probably need some tools to make, some really amazing graphics, so the rest of it, I don't really have a recommendation unless there's a clear-cut path on where you want to go as well as your level. But yeah. You can go to kindlepreneur.com. I've got a contact me page there. And if you send me a message, I'll be more than happy to respond.
And that was Dave Chesson from Kindlepreneur, the creators of Publisher Rocket. Check in the description below for link to his company. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more tips on how to write, publish, and promote your first fiction novel. I'm Marcus, and I'll see you next time.